Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, the second day of this year's National Honey Show, and it's a really busy day. We've got lots of exciting things to bring you. Downstairs, the judging, particularly of the mead, which was such a huge class, finished rather late. So all the exhibits down there are probably in place by now for everybody to go and have a good browse before some of them will actually be on sale in the shop at the foyer just outside the exhibition area. The trade hall will be buzzing, ready for you to go and chat with everybody. And we've got the usual programme of lectures and workshops today. This morning, Umberto Boncristiani will kick off the day with his first lecture. Tom Bickerdike will be talking about the yellow-legged hornet. And this afternoon, Maggie Gill will be talking about Tropinelaps, which is a new mite threatening from, I think it's Eastern Europe at the moment. Later on this afternoon, Jim Ryan will be talking about moving up from small scale to larger scale beekeeping. And this will tie in with one of the BeeCraft lectures, because today, on Friday, as has been tradition for the last few years, there's a parallel series of BeeCraft lectures, most of them from young, up-and-coming UK bee researchers, and we've also got a young bee farmer as well. So the BeeCraft team will be telling you all about those shortly.
We're doing them as a 3. If you want there to be, we can do it as 3. That's what we were told. That's why we've got the extra Okay. Well, if you sit in the middle for me, please. Matt, you can get the end there.
And at the beginning, are all 3 of us in shot? At the beginning, are all 3 of us in shot?
Just 1 second, please. Thank you.
Do you want me to repro this, or you're with that as the wide, or are you happy with that?
Just centralise that for me?
I'll see you downstairs.
Thanks, Val.
11:30.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Just give me Stephen's headroom. Stephen, you're going to open the show on a single shot. You don't need to worry about the framings or anything. You're going to be talking to that camera there, and then talking to either Matt or Chloe, and Chris will be operating on this one as well, so we can come in and come out. So depending on, you're going to go to Chloe first. Lovely.
It's a bit fallen off over there, isn't it? I need to widen that out a bit.
Do I introduce myself?
Yeah, you can do.
Everybody knows who you are.
My mother does.
Is that a little bit better, Richie? Is that okay for him now?
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Just Stephen's headroom. Could you just go round and
I thought that was right. Or was he moved?
Stephen, just tell me what you had for dinner, please.
Dinner, not lunch.
Yeah,
I just-
Stephen's
What,
Do you
radio.
want less headroom than that, Richie?
Huh?
Do you want less headroom?
Less headroom, and Stephen's radio mic is off. Has Val
Yes,
gone
we're
off?
aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's about right.
Let's get Stephen's radio mic on.
Just in your pocket.
Yes.
And, all we need to do is power button. There we go. I can sit in your pocket if you want.
Okay, just tell me what you had for breakfast, please, Stephen.
Yeah, breakfast.
You might need to switch this one on here then, because he's on radio mic 2.
Fruit. I've never even had such a breakfast before.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Okay, that's lovely. And Chloe and Matt, can you just tell me what you both had for breakfast?
I had toast, very plain breakfast.
That's lovely. Right, is everybody ready?
Wait a minute, I just wanted to check whether this is, if you want to zoom in and out, whether it's on the zoom off or the other. That's on that. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to come to this camera first of all. Stephen, open the show. I'll tell you when we're going live. There we go. Okay, coming over then to this camera here in. I count you in. So many factors on this.
Good morning. I'm Stephen Fleming, co-editor of BeeCraft magazine, and today is always a very special day for BeeCraft, the Friday of the National Honey Show, because since 2012 we have given a platform for young lecturers, young researchers, and young beekeepers to present to an audience in the Owners and Trainers Suite, it's called this year, rather than the Solario Suite. And it's always a fascinating time. We get regulars who come every year, especially for this event. And this morning, I'm very happy to be joined by Chloe Davis from Nottingham-Trent University, and from Matthew Ingram, who runs a bee farming business in Tamworth. So shall we go straight to you, Chloe? You're first up this morning, and you're going to be telling us about some research that you've been doing about the Better Bee Project. But first of all, I'd really like to know a bit about how you got there. When did you start beekeeping?
Honestly, it's a bit of a difficult question.
Check your focus.
My dad is a beekeeper and has been beekeeping for over 10 years now. And like most parents, needs a bit of child labour in order to look after his hives. So I started somewhat reluctantly looking after his bees. And from there, I kind of realised that it was something that I could do, that I was interested in. And eventually I managed to get my own hive, one that wasn't part of his set, and started looking after my own bees.
Right. And so you're in Lincolnshire, and I believe that you're the chair of Boston Beekeeping Association, which you must be one of the youngest chairs in the country in the association.
I think so. I've not met many as young as me, but yes.
And not only that, but you're a trainer. You look after the education program.
Yeah.
So you've really got fantastic background for Professor Martin Benchy of Nottingham Trent University to be able to bring into the team. How did that happen?
Rather by luck, actually. I was working as a geophysicist at the time, doing surveying, and a friend of mine pointed out that there was a beekeeping job at Nottingham Trent, which involved science and beekeeping, two things that I'd like to say I'm quite good at. So I applied, didn't think much of it, but Martin seemed really taken and we got along really well. And so I started the project in February of this year.
Right, and I know exactly why he employed you, because I've seen you in action over the top of highs. I've seen the speed with which you can work and the skill with which you work, and it really is very impressive. Because we met last year on a very dank, wet day. As you're going through, tell us what you're doing that day as part of the project.
So there's a splitting protocol we have to do where we build the colonies up to double brood and then take them back down into 4 or 5 splits as part of my work. And we have to open the hive up, take apart these frames, split it all down. We're trying to do it as quickly as possible because there's quite a few to go through. I can't remember how many we did this
50
year.
odd, I think. Yeah.
There's a lot of hives to go through, so it's a very quick job.
And what was the purpose of this?
We're aiming to breed Varroa-resistant bees. That's the main part of the project, is seeing if we can get Varroa resistance.
And today, what is the subject of your talk?
Automated monitoring of colonies, so looking at mass, temperature, and sound data that comes from hives.
So this is a completely new way of looking at bees.
There's not many researchers that have done it. I think we're one of a couple of projects that are ongoing with it.
So how are you enjoying this? Is this opening your eyes to new aspects of bees?
Definitely, yes.
Tell us one of the big surprises you've had.
Quite how many, I don't want to say diseases, but things that you can see in a colony, the illnesses. I mean, we saw some of them this year, things like sackbrood, levels of mites. I mean, I think our highest mite count at the moment is 91 mites a day, which is, to any beekeeper listening, a complete, nobody would think that's a colony that's going to survive. But, yeah.
So these are untreated
Untreated.
bees, deliberately untreated,
Deliberately untreated.
so that you can see who the survivors are
Mhm.
and to breed from them.
Yeah.
Have you got any colonies that you've really got an eye on that you think will do well?
I always keep an eye on the ones that have the high mite counts. I think those are the ones that are interesting because obviously if they're surviving at the moment with that kind of level, those are the ones I keep an eye on. But unfortunately, my favourite colony died this year, which was quite sad because she was the friendliest. So I try not to have favourites because you get attached to them.
Do you give them names?
Sometimes, but I've learned that it's just not a good idea.
Why? Mostly because they're not repeatable names. So you're giving a lecture. You're starting this morning at 10 o'clock, I believe?
Yes, that's
Yep.
right, yeah.
I'm sure we'll have a really good audience for that. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, Chloe. And over to you, Matt. Matthew Ingram. Now, I met you in, I think it was 2018, 2019?
So yeah, would have been about it.
Tell us about that. I brought with me a pack of several supers for extraction. Not my favourite job,
No.
because at that time you were offering to extract supers for beekeepers.
Yeah, so we built a new honey room, and we weren't using it that much. We used it for our own, and so we thought we'd advertise out. I think we put a Facebook post out, which I think how you ended up finding us. Yes, modelling your supers. We had a nice afternoon of extracting, I think, and that started our relationship with BeeCraft, really.
Right.
So we had a good afternoon.
And we've had a couple of articles about your progress, because you come not exactly, well, you did come from a bit of a beekeeping background, but not your qualifications.
No, so my degree is in accounting. That's what I thought I was going to be doing. I got a couple of beehives as a random hobby on our family farm, and then, as I tell everybody else, got very carried away.
And how many colonies did you get up to?
We got up to about 180-ish, there or thereabouts.
But you got that many today.
We've reduced back slightly. We are planning to push it forward again, but the focus of the business has shifted more to the honey packing and processing side,
Yeah.
away from the bee farming slightly.
How did that happen?
As we extracted honey for people, they said, could you then put it into a jar? And then we started doing a lot more of the jarring side of it and sort of pulled away from the extraction, mainly from a disease point of view. We do little bits for people we know, but we don't particularly take on new customers for extraction. But the packing side then took off from there.
And I've seen the equipment, and it really is very impressive. But you took a big risk in getting that equipment, didn't you?
Yeah, there's lots of investment. And small business is growing. We're continually reinvesting, which see lots of pictures of that during the lecture a bit later on, because we have grown a long way in 7 or 8 years.
Yeah. And how many jars are you bottling a year now?
I think we're on track for about 500,000 this year or something. It's crazy to think that now.
And you must be employing people at this point.
Yes, we've got about 6 full-time people and a couple of part-time people now as well.
Is there anything quite like this in the rest of the country?
There is honey packers. We're slightly different in how we work because we go right through to the end customer. So we do all the order fulfillment, the shipping for all of our customers, whether that be a pallet into a large retailer or an individual jar going to one customer.
So your success must come back to your accountancy degree in some way.
It helps every now and then, definitely.
And where do you see the future going?
So we're busy reinvesting. We're putting in a second production line at the moment to try and keep up with demand. Misha, who's our bee farming apprentice, is coming back from her placement in New Zealand, and she's going to push the beekeeping side forward this year. That's something I'm quite looking forward to seeing grow again because it's very much been on hold. Trying to push the beekeeping forward again and also increase our production.
So can people look out for your packing in the shops? Your Hull apiary.
So Hull apiary is very much we do online and sort of around us in the Midlands. The majority of what we do then is white label, so lots of other brands that you can see.
But I believe that on your own stand, you still have your stands in the local markets?
We don't do so many. We do occasional sort of summer shows or Christmas shows, but we don't tend to do the sort of monthly farmers markets anymore.
Right, but you have some special products that you put on those stands, correct?
We've got lots of different things. We've got quite a few different infused honeys, which is quite a big topic. It can be fairly controversial within the beekeeping world, but they do prove really popular with customers. They're just a slight regulatory nightmare.
So in your talk today, you're going to tell us about the growth of your business.
Yeah, exactly that.
And you're on today at
11:30.
So if you'd like to come along to the Owners and Trainers Lounge and see Chloe at 10 o'clock and Matthew at 11:30, we'll be really pleased to see you. We're going to see some really good talks. We have 2 more in the afternoon, one about propolis and the other about eDNA. Fascinating range of lectures today from these young presenters, and we hope to see you there. Thank you.